Ooh. What's this? Why is that even on there? Confused by my own scene. Maybe I had that set up snowfall or something. I don't know. Anyway, all right, back to dice game coding. Go in here. Hey, Sex. Should be able to do a lot of progress today on this. I'm too optimistic. Maybe mostly finish it. One of the hard parts is going to be scaling everything. So like, you run it full screen. I can run this on my iPad, and it runs full screen on there. And like the bottom and right sides there's just like nothing there, and you see circles popping in and out. When I run the game, you can't see any circles popping in and out because when it goes off the screen, it goes up like about 50 up here, negative 50 pixels, and then it spawns in down here, so then it just keeps floating up. So it's like you don't see it pop out, they don't disappear and appear. And same thing for left and right. If they scroll off to the right, they show up over here. So if you watch this green circle here, be coming over. Wait, where the hell did it go? I don't think that's it. Well, okay, I know, logically speaking. There. Anyway, this is, oh yeah. Was it this? Oh. Wow. Let me get rid of that color correction filter. Wow. Yeah, does this... No. Hang on. I had everything set up and working last time. Let me, fuck's sake. Let me just get rid of some of these things. Am I in the right scene? Why is Banner Saga here? And it's not even Banner Saga, it's Mochi. There's Mochi. Alright, bye dog. Face cam, I haven't used that. I don't think I'm in the right thing. No, I have Audacity here, though. So I have Audacity. I used that last time. The Audacity. So let's get that one. Rename this to game audio. And then, yeah, that should work. Let's see. Like you can hear it on my microphone, but you can't hear it on the audio thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's just delete that. Set up a new one from scratch. And this is like the beginning of every single fucking stream. I can't do anything. We'll just call it dice game. This is own thing. Application capture. Love. Okay, good. You can hear it now. Well, you can't see it though. Okay, and I want to actually fix this screwed me up last time, so I'm going to fix this now, and then it'll be good to go in perpetuity for the rest of eternity. So fit the screen. Not what I meant to do. I mean, OBS is over here. get upset. You have to get mad. Let's put a color source in so I can see background. That doesn't help at all. That's not what I wanted that to do. What did I just do? Oh god. Okay, well let's give me a second here. Okay. Wait. All right. That should have. Sorry for the echo. That should have all my settings. Oh my gosh! I accidentally just deleted my scene. So it's not what I was trying to do. You know. Coding. Fine. Here, let's see. You can see a behind the scenes look at my world. See my whole desktop with all its grossness. It's where I keep OBS. This is where I do all my coding, and this is where I keep my chat. So now you know. Magic. Gone. That. Gotta get rid of. That's, I'm holding down Option here. This is so I can look at Discord and stuff while I'm streaming. We'll get rid of this up here. Okay, does that have, I need to add another one. If I want to capture sound, I need to add another one. What's with the black edges? All right, good enough. Good enough, I don't care. Okay, well, pretend there's audio when I click that. Oh, it is, now it's there. Okay, so that's like my dice clicking sound. Good, yeah, I hear it too. The way I had it set up a second ago, like it wasn't doing it, and I had to add a new one, and I had like a second one on top. So I actually need to fix this a little bit, or it's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, good. Okay, so this is where when I highlight this is where it's gonna begin. Because that was crap. That was what? I just spent 10 minutes doing that. That's my game. Click the dice. You want to choose which dice to hold, and you want to get the best hand with 5 dice. So I'm going to keep the 4, 4, 6, 6. I'm going to roll. And I didn't get anything, so that's my hand. 2 pair, 80 points. 6, 6, and I'll hold the 3s. Roll, didn't get anything. 5, 5, 5, 4, 4. That's pretty good. I got another 4. Can't use it. So I need to actually put in here, select 5, up to 5 dice. That's how many you need. That's 276 points. This has actually been a pretty rough hand. Nothing. Kind of the minimum is a full house, because full houses give you around 200 points. Everything else is like below 100 points until you get to 4 of a kinds and stuff like that too. So I just want to get to the end of a game to show the end game screen so that everything makes sense. Oh, got a full house, yay. So there are 10 rounds. And you're just going for a high score. 4 of a kind, 360. The scores are based on summing up the dice, and then there's a modifier. And then when you get to the end, it lists all the high scores. So wow, I had 1870. I just made it by the skin of my teeth. I got to the end of the top 10 list, and then it lists all the hands that you had throughout the game. So that's that. Yes, what was I gonna do today? I need a menu, so then you can do a new game, and it changes the background color. So there's some, I think 9 different combinations of background colors, and they're all pretty cool looking. I like the bubbles. And there was something I really wanted to do today. Thinking about it all day at work. The dice rolling sound kind of sucks. That's just because there was one. This is rolling 6 new dice. I made it in Durango. I spent like 5 seconds making it. Anyway, I just remembered. Okay, I need feedback on dice rolling. So feedback when you roll dice. If you have like 5 selected, I'm gonna re-roll this one. So I just re-rolled it and it's a 1. It was a 1 before. There was like no visual change. So that's what Snurdabird said. He said it sounded like knuckles cracking. There was no visual change here. So it's like in my mind, I'm like, did it even re-roll it? It seems to happen a lot, my confirmation bias and all that. So that's what I want in there is like dice feedback, dice rolling feedback. Menu options, high score, high score details. I don't know how I'll do that. That's a load of crap. I don't know how to do any string parsing in Lua. Maybe ChatGPT will help me again today. 2 streams ago, I used ChatGPT to GPT to figure out how to do file input output, and then so let's start with the dice rolling feedback, and this maybe I should do this. All right, open this, and here we go. So actually, the current state of the game is what I sent you on Discord, Sax. So it's this file, and you just drag and drop that into Love, and it just opens this program. So it's like it is what it is. I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, and let me show you how I made that. Okay, so in the game, I have main.lua, and then I have assets that are a bunch of things that the game uses. And so what I do is I click these, and then I compress to a zip file. Then I rename it dicegame.love. macOS is like, are you sure? And then that's literally what you open. Like it handles unzipping it and all that stuff. So that's all a .love file is. It's a zip file. It's pretty funny. I don't know how to deploy as executables yet, but you got to be able to, right? Because like Balatro, I'm not unzipping the contents of Balatro anytime soon. Also, this is all in one gigantic file, and it's only 500 lines of code. That's pretty cool for what it is. Yeah, let me prioritize. So first, dice rolling feedback, because that's going to be hard. Menu, that's going to be hard. Options, that's fucking hard. Everything is hard at this point. So, I guess... Okay. Let me figure out the game. So in the very beginning, you do new game. New game. Let's go there. All right. Actually, I didn't have to like Control F that. I think I can do this. Yeah, do that. Boom. Use your IDE, man. Your text setting IDE. Game state equals init game. Dice hand. and then that's it. Okay, so and I think game decider is where I actually roll for the first time. Dice hand equals new dice. So we're going to go to new dice. And we're going to add a new thing here. Okay. And we're going to call it rolling equals true. Okay. Now I have somewhere a draw dice thing. And what I'm going to say is, if dice hand, so it's going to go, it's drawing dice, it's going through one by one. So I'm going to say if dice hand rolling is, well, you don't have to say is equal to true. If dice hand dot rolling, then per sprite equals math.random 1 through 6 else per sprite equals the actual value. Okay. New. Let's go back here. Now I want to counter. This is the value. It's going to count down. It's going to roll until it hits 0. So then, I guess in update, love.update, we're going to roll, animate roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that after this. And we're going to say, because we're using globals, we're using Lua, where I equals 1 through 6, do if dice hand I rolling and dice hand die roll C is greater than 0, then this is one thing, you know, when you enter brackets, it just adds them automatically. Lua, you can't automatically end the then and and, like, it doesn't handle it like parentheses and brackets. Well, that's one of the annoying parts about Lua syntax. Okay, so what I'm saying is the dice being rolled, and is the roll counter greater than 0? What we're going to do then is dice hand roll counter is going to equal itself minus dt. So this needs dt. That's the time in milliseconds between ticks. It's the change in time between every time this updates, it's the change in time. So that's like 1 second if we do it that way. Else, dice hand I rolling equals false. False. There you go. Dice hand. Yeah, that's all we need. Good. So let's see how that looks. Fuck. All right, in function, animate roll, attempt to index a nil value, 148. Dice hand dot rolling. Okay, let's find new game. Go. Yes, so this isn't set up yet. The game decider actually has to go first. Bad argument to draw. Quad expected got nil. Really? First bright equals math dot random. Is that always gonna be? Okay. Got a nil for some reason. If dice hand rolling, then local. Oh. That's why. We actually need to. Fuck. This is a stupid. Thing about scope of variables. I declared these as local inside an if then else block. They were local just to that block, so I need to declare it outside, give it a value, and then it'll be fine. Okay. Well, I like it the way it looks, but something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Animate if rolling is and dice hand dot roll C is greater than 0, then okay, that should be fine. Let's shorten this. No, okay, so that's what values guess if it's milliseconds, maybe it's fractions of a second. I think that's what it is. That was like half a second. So let's try this. It's a little too long. Okay. All right, then the other thing I have to do. So that's the very beginning. There's another step where you re-roll, and that is, I think it's just called re-roll. If it's not selected, then we're going to re-roll it, and we're going to say dice hand I rolling equals true. Dice hand roll C equals, and I'm going to give it a roll time. Roll time. All right, so we're just going to have roll time, and that'll be, let's say 0.1. Let's try that. Oh my god, this dog. Upstairs dog was barking for like an hour because they were vacuuming up there. I felt so bad for the dog. I don't know why dogs are so scared. Vacuums. Okay, I think that looks alright. At least it's a little, it's not perfect, but it's a little bit of visual feedback. So you're like, alright, let me see. I want to roll 4. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's even better. I want to get like the same value in the last one. Yeah, let's do it this way. It's probably more rare than I thought that actually happens. Whoops. I forgot to do it the way I was doing it. Just do it. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Okay. Let's get one of a kind. Well, anyway, the feedback's there. I'm going to trust it for now. I'm going to play test this enough. I think that looks pretty good. Yes. Okay, there. It was a 5. It rolled, and then it was a 5. So it is definitely going in and assigning random values. Randomosity. Cool. I thought that was going to be hard. That was easy. Okay, menu. Menu. So what do I need for a menu? Buttons. New game, I think I already have. Options. Exit. High scores. Something like that. Save game, load game. So I'm just thinking I need buttons. So let's go ahead and get into Sprite here. I have a pretty holistic approach for making these. Okay, so we have new game. So I need exit, high scores, and options. So I need 3 more. What's 120? I can just do it in my head. 120 times 3 is 360. That's 1800. Come on. All right, and then we need 3 of these. Not 2. We need 3. All right. That should go all the way to the end. It does. It looks good. And my last 3, then I need to just take the words out. So let's zoom in to do that. Zoom in, zoom in. All right. You'll get to see my holistic approach to making. I didn't actually do these on stream, I think. So the easiest way, I should do it in game with the in-game font, but I'm going to do it here. This is actually a little here. So what I use preview because that's just what I do. So this is preview. It's just an image viewer in macOS, default image viewer. Super cool. I want to make sure I have the font the right color and size. So I'm going to do roll here, and then I'm going to do black, and it should be 48. I think that's what I used. Yeah, more or less, it's right. Okay, so then I'm going to just put these in here, and I'm not even going to center them. So what do I need? Exit. That was one. Actually, let's put them in order. High scores. High score, so it fits. Here. Ah, for fuck's sake. Well, exit's gonna be... That'll fit. Here, hey. Yeah, come. What the fuck is going on? Why won't it? Okay. Hey, Locke. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Don't unselect your text. Like, don't copy that, Fluffy. Don't unselect your text. The options gear icon, yeah, that would probably be good. It doesn't go with anything else that I've done, but yeah, I mean, maybe like I could do an arrow, like a forward arrow for next. The fact that the word option, not even option, not fit, bothers me a little. It's because I'm zoomed out. This is... Man was not meant to use preview this way. There we go. Opts. Game options. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say game options. And I think for now, I'm just going to make the font smaller. Because fuck it. Because fuck it. No one's going to care. If that's the case, maybe I can have for my main menu. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Wagon wheel. Think of that cheese, the cheese snack, the wagon wheel. I don't know why. What just happened? My goodness. This is, I'm having a hell of a time doing anything right today. I can't explain it. We're just gonna overwrite that one. It's Tuesday. For me, it was Tuesday. All right, good. Now, the reason I did that is because now I'm going to use smaller font for the main menu. You know, though, maybe I need... The new game, the way that just shows up at the end of the game. So that actually the menu is going to show up. So we're going to get rid of new game, make that small too. Everything's going to fit. Hey, you little edge of a letter, you don't get to stay. And then I maybe I need like a button for menu. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Button for menu. That'll be an in-game button. So that'll be like the 48. Okay. Let's do it. Put them in. I can zoom in, work on them. Text, text, text. I'll just put in buttons that say text and then let God sort it out. Okay, we need a button that says menu. And that is going to be the 48. Okay, then we need one that says new game. And we need one that says my scores. Whoops. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with preview today. I don't normally. I uploaded my streams to YouTube, my previous dice game programming streams, and how do I have an extra? What did I need that extra for? But I used Bing AI image generator to make the thumbnail, and it's just like a guy screaming at a dice, like a D6, and then wrong number of dots are on all like there's all sides and. Yeah, I guess I figured I needed new game, and I forgot. I forgot that I was getting rid of the other new game, so it's all good. Options, exit. This will be bonus button. In case I need another button. So true. All right, let's get these sized or placed right then. So this one, they should all be centered. Can I view pixel grid? I can count. Oh, I can't see that. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good enough. All right. This is maybe an easier way to do it than counting. 24. So 24, 18, 23, 19, 22, 20, 21, 21. And I centered them vertically. You know, I didn't. Maybe I didn't center them vertically. Holy shit, that's terrible. So that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3. So it needs to move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It needs to move down 5. Okay. Okay, now if I do that, there should be two on either side. Yeah, good. All right, so that needs to move up one. That needs to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. All right, and then let's count them up. 11, 18. 17, 12, 16, 13, 15, 14. Good enough. Okay. 7. 8. Good enough. Whoops, and now I know they're not exactly centered for some reason. Yeah, even menu, nothing got centered. I must have been... But they're all lined up, so I just need to figure out how much I need to lower it, and then we'll all be good. This one will tell me how many. So this is here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. They should all be like the same neighborhood. And this one needs to be centered. And this bonus one, I'm just going to leave blank. $35. $25. 34, 26, 27, 33, 28, 32, 29, 31, 30, 30. And this should be pretty centered. Okay, maybe 1, 2, 2 more down. Oh, that one was pretty good. Maybe that was already good too. Does it look good? Yes. Good. All right, now how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. Okay, we're done. Pixel art. Make sure the game runs. Have bad luck. But the game runs. So that's all I care about right now. have bad dice luck. Oh. Everything still looks good. The rolling looks good. That's the main reason I'm doing this right now, is just to enjoy, what I did earlier. Menu. Now this says menu, so that's obviously probably what it should say. Okay, so now we're all set up and ready to do menu. So I guess what I need to do is need to keep this somewhere so I can see it. This will be off screen. It doesn't need to be on stream, but I just need to see what I have. Okay, so when you start the game, it's not going to do a new game. It will, but it won't do a new game. So I guess what it's going to do, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so menu equals true. The idea being the game, when you start it up, you can go into the menu. It starts off in the menu. Then while you're playing a game, at any time you can hit the escape key or hit the menu button, and it'll go into the menu. But then when you go back to the... Oh, that's what I need another button for. Fuck. Okay, I'm not done yet. I don't even remember what size this font was. Like 33 or something. Yes. Back to the future. Fine. All right, we're not quite done. One, two, three, four. Go. It's annoying because I have to center it multiple ways now. 8. 7, good enough. Then I always hit the wrong one. Okay, then it needs to go up 1, 2, 3. Good enough. Oh yeah, something else that I want to do later. If high score, highlight it. I don't know what that was. Great, export. Okay, now we have that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, set up menu equals true. Part of the game decider is going to say let's we do in a new game. We say new game, game state equals a knit game. So I think I do want that. Yeah, that's nothing spectacular. Okay, So then we're taking that out. Okay. Game decider. Go to game decider. Where is it? If menu, then draw menu. Oh no. We don't want to roll dice. What we want to say if game state is equal to new and not menu. Okay, so that alone is gonna kill it. There's a lot of stuff being killed. But I have to put in a bunch of stuff in here. So if game state and not, I don't know what's getting called here. Attempt to get length of global circles. Okay, so where are circles getting set up? Circles, okay. A dice hand and 150. So this is just getting the game flow right. So I have some stuff happening. So animate roll. What calls that? Maybe what I should do here is go up to update and do some things there. So if menu, if not menu, then do that. I actually like the errors because they tell me what I have to fix, where to go, like make sure that the flow of the game is right. So attempt to concatenate global round nil value 192. Okay, so then in here, draw background, draw menu. If menu, then do something else, do this. Okay, good. Good. So right now there's nothing because there's no menu. So we'll have a function called draw menu. And then in click, if menu, then menu click. So we're just going to check if we're in the menu first. So I need draw menu and I need menu click. So draw menu, put it here. And I need menu click. I don't know why. Sometimes it snaps to the left, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, that should be all good. Good. This is, I like when the two colors are the same, blue and blue. It looks especially cool. All right, so the first thing is drawing the menu. Where and how am I going to do this? And end game. So if, so first of all, top, local top sprite equals nil if game state is equal to new or game state is equal to end game, then top sprite equals, I don't know what it is, X, else top sprite equals Y. All right, now this is why I needed this. I need to count sprites. So essentially, if a game is in progress, you're going to draw back to game. Oh, you know, though, if a game is in progress, you should be able to start a new game, too. So cancel out of your current game. So, yeah, it's not just the top one. I'm not going to force people. All right. Also, where's draw endgame? Because that has a cool location that I want. 12, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. All right, so that's where I'm going to be putting stuff. I'm going to be putting stuff in the bottom right. Or maybe over it, maybe not. Maybe at the left. Okay. So, but I need that to look at it, how I do stuff. So draw, sprites, image, sprites, quads, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So new game. Back to game. Thir 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I was so confident that I was going to be able to do some work to actually get this done today. But, oh well, it doesn't matter. It's all good. So then the X value, we're just going to do like 20. And then 20 for Y value. And then I'll put in the scale of 1. And we'll just put these all in. Oh, 16, 15, 14, 17. All right, the Y, that'd be 140 plus 20. So 160. 280 plus 20, so 300. So 440. 580. Let's just see how that looks. It's almost like divine intervention. It fit perfectly. It was meant to be. I don't have the name of the game over here, which it's fine. It doesn't. We don't need it. It's not today's thing to worry about. Okay, so then I guess for this stuff, I can do some colors. So let's do red. New game. For this, if game state is equal to new or game state equal to end game, then we're going to set the color gray. I think I do it like this. Otherwise, we'll set it to blue. All right, then high scores will be green. And maybe this can be blue also. Options can be green, and then exit can be red. It's fine. I actually need this like grayed out like I did with score, because you notice I have 2 scores. One is for when it's grayed out. Like I made it gray, but it doesn't look very good. So let's do it. Let's just do it. This one's a little easier because I can do it all over here. I don't have to go into preview. So plus 126, 1. And I can use this pre-existing color. All right, I should have figured. Back to preview. I need to get it that color. Oh, God. There we go. All right. One, two, 1, 2, 3, almost. Cool. All right. Now we got it. All right, this is for me, for my reference. I'm off screen. My icons. There's a better way to do everything, of course. Doing everything wrong. So if it's gray, we're going to do 18. If it's not, we're going to do 17. 17 or 18 gray. Cool. So now that should be good. Wait, not quite. Added a sprite. Whoops. Good. So now that looks better. Better feedback. Okay, so now we have the menu. Now let's do menu clicking. Menu clicking. All right. So I'm gonna set up where these buttons are. 2020. $21.60. 2300. 2440. 2580. Good. If x is greater than or equal to 20, and x is less than or equal to 140, and y is greater than or equal to 20, and y is less than or equal to 140, then we're going to do new game. I don't know if this is going to work. And we're going to do menu equals false. Else if y 160 and y is less than or equal to 280. Then back to game stuff. Here, let's just high scores, options, exit. Okay, there we go. I put these numbers in. You know what I can probably do is not in the right x coordinates. If x is if I'm not checking the x coordinates every time. How would I do that? If not. I don't, you know, the logic, just, I'll do it this way. It's easy. Okay, 300 and 440, no, 320. This is high score stuff. I'll need another screen for high score. 440. 560. You know, if I can get into a new game from the menu and I can go back to the menu and I can start a new game and get back to the game, like if I can do all that stuff, I'll consider the stream a success. Is this one is exit stuff. 580. 700. Yeah, and then 20. That is perfect. That is, I can't believe spacer of 20 with these buttons, like it was perfect. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna work, so why don't we see what happens. Okay. It worked. Hooray. One more thing. Just one more thing. As Lumbo always says. Just one more thing. I need to put in here button. I'm going to go to draw dice. Draw button. Hell is draw button. I guess I'll do it in draw button then. And we want it to be blue. It. Okay, good. So I just wanted to draw, I wanted this button down here. Damn. Did not pay off. Went for the straight and didn't get it. Now I have a straight, I'm gonna keep it. Alright, so it works. Draws stuff, goes into the new game. I think players will be able to hit escape to go to the menu, or they can actually click a button, so I just want to include that. It would be cool to sort of like have a thing over here that when the mouse gets near the edge of the screen, like the menu pops out or something. It'd be pretty slick. There'd be some pretty cool user interface stuff. That's a bit beyond my pay grade. But maybe in the future, as I get better. Okay. So I want in all the clicks. So phase 1, 2 click. Did you hit reroll? Did you hit menu? One, 2, 60, and y greater than equal to this, and y less than or equal to 700. Then menu equals true. Okay, good. So I can go back to the menu and not call a new game. Something fucks up. But I can do back to game logic. So menu click. Where's menu click? It should be up here. If What's our decider for that? I don't even remember. If game state is equal to new or equal to end game. New or end game. So that's how we're going to do it. If game state not equal to new and game state not equal end game, then menu equals false. Okay, so that should work. We go to the menu, we go back to game, go to menu, back to game, menu, back to game. Great. Cool. That crashes, of course. Attempt to index a nil value on 160. What's getting called? I think game state equals init game. There we go. 431223 14433. Okay. So I can now, let's say I'm in round 2. Now go to the menu, back to game. I'm still in round 2, still got my score. Menu, new game, round 1, score equals 0. So now that's working pretty well. I can do as many new games as I want. The color didn't change though. Or am I just not? So the color should change. So this would be end game click. How do I do that? End click. New game. I call new game though. Oh, maybe it's game decider? What? Giddy? Come on. Oh, yeah. I'll just add this back. Okay, yeah, that should change it. Different color, different color, different color, different color. So that'll be one of the options, maybe, to like turn off the background, because like it might be distracting to some people. Okay. One more thing. Just one more thing. What I actually want to do here the font color, the font size is going to be different. Ugh. Okay. It's okay. Not the end of the world. End click. Let's go to end click. If we do that, did you hit menu? All right. So let's just do a couple shortened round games, so 2 rounds. And now you can't go back to game. So it adds a little slowness to the game, I guess. Because you can't just start a new game, you have to go menu new. But it is what it is. Okay, cool. So one other thing I want to do in game here is, which is going to take some figuring, is to, if they hit escape, they can go to the menu. So keyboard, love.keyboard, key pressed. I don't think I need those. So what I'm gonna do, if not menu, then if key, oh just escape, the word escape. Key is equal to escape, then menu equals true. Let's just see. All right, escape. Good. And if you get to the end, and you hit escape, ah, yes, of course. Else, so if, no, else down here. So if we were in the menu, if game state is not equal to new and game state is not equal to end game, then menu equals false. Okay, I can't hit escape, it's doing nothing. Escape, 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 escape. Should be okay. I don't know if that's really the best user feel, game feel. I don't play enough games. I don't play any games. Escape? Can't escape because I can't go back to game. It's just a shortcut for going back to the game. Okay, let's get exit in there. How do you exit a love program? I don't even know. System, probably. Love. Dot system. Dot vibrate. Oh my god, you can vibrate. If you're running this on your phone, I guess. No, none of those. Window? Closes the window? Love graphics function in objects will cause a hard crash if used while the window is closed. This does not quit the program. Use love.event.quit to do that. All right, we're not gonna do any like, are you sure you want to quit? That comes later. Quit exit status. Okay, cool. This would be menu click. Bye. It works. There's no little pop-up. I hate pop-ups. I hate them, but I also hate when they don't exist. I just have a lot of hate in my heart. That's all. I need to feed my cat. I'll be right back. This won't be too long, but I need to stand next to her in the kitchen because she doesn't seem to eat if I don't do that. Be back soon. That's the song I'm probably going to be adding to the game. Pretty mellow. I don't know if I can get it to loop right, though. That's the problem, because I might have to re-record it from the device that I wrote it on. Get a better loop. I don't know. I think I originally recorded it such that I could get a loop out of it. Anyway, so that's menu management. I've got menus going. I think that's pretty cool. Like, wow. Wow. So I haven't scored this round yet. I go to the menu. I go back to game. Still like everything's selected. Everything's in place. So, hang on. What does it say when you select dice to play? So select up to 5 dice to play. Maybe this should be over here. Down here. Should be 580 minus 40. So 540. Let's try 540. A little higher. Select dice to hold. Oh my god, okay, yeah, it needs to be a little higher than that. Unforeseen issues. Alright, it needs to be like, I don't know, 40 higher. Oh, 20 higher. So now there's like, what's with this weird gap? Oh. The gap makes sense now. What did I just do? I went to hit roll. I hit menu instead. Now I'm all mixed up. Forgetting something? 2-round game. Alright, select dice to hold. Because you gotta know when to hold them. I forgot to look at it. God. Select up to 5 dice to play. Okay. Select dice to hold, then click roll. Select up to 5, then click score. Select dice to hold, then click roll. Now let me get rid of those. Air quotes. Another one. Select dice to hold, then click roll. Maybe I need roll right here. Select up to 5 dice to play, and click score. Menu can be in the top left. Have roll be rolling. air quotes, click roll. I like, you know, I use subtitles whenever I watch any TV show, if I can. Although some of the services, streaming services, they get out of sync and you can't use them at all. It doesn't help. Paramount is really bad with that. But I like when they put in the person who's doing the subtitles puts in the air quotes, even though the character doesn't do air quotes. But it's like the tone of voice. They'll be like, click roll to roll. And then the subtitles will have like quotes around one of like the first roll. It doesn't, I don't know. I wonder, it shows good judgment from the subtitler. A lot of subtitlers are not very good. It's not that they're not good. It's like a volunteer service for a lot of things. And other things it's just like a slave labor kind of thing. A sweatshop, I mean, like they have 10 shows they have to do per hour or something, so they're just like watching it at 70x speed. So when you see something cool like that, it's like it's nice touch. Nice touch, subtitler. Winning hands. Didn't look at that. All right, let's do this. Full house. So I was thinking, like, no, I don't want the roll button to be down here. It's just sort of like, I gotta go up here and da 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 dee dee do. Maybe like some keyboard stuff. Like if I hit the button, so pretend I'm not clicking. I just hit 1 on the keyboard. I just hit 4 on the keyboard. I just hit 5 on the keyboard. Maybe that would be another thing to put in here. Because it's right now it's over-relying on clicking. Yeah, I think I want menu up in the top corner. So it's going to change the dynamic. The reason I guess I didn't want to do this is because there's this whole big empty playing field here. And if you move that down here, there's like just nothing going on up here. But now the reason I want to move menu down is because new game is right there. And so it makes sense to have like an administrative button there. So go to draw buttons. Here. Right, then a lot of clicking. Ugh. Does that work in every phase? Menu, yes. Menu, yeah, it does. Okay. I don't remember doing that. I must have done it. It's clicking. Let's go to phase 1, 2, click. Oh. Yeah. Aha. Doesn't work there. Phase 1, 2, click. That's phase 3. Yep, that's what. Now I should be able to do that. ignore the button that's not working. Now we're in phase 2 click. Yes, back to game. Excellent. Alright, now let's fix the buttons. Clickety clicking. Alright, did you hit the button? Nine pixels off, can you imagine? Now let's hit the button. Cool. See how it feels. Select dice to hold, then click roll. Select up to 5 dice to play, then click score. Okay, it works. And then it's menu right there where your mouse is already ready to go. Cool. I like that. So let's set this back up to 10 rounds. We just play a full game, see how it feels. Sort of have to retrain myself. So used to doing it the other way. Damn, what a shame. This feels really good on the iPad, though. I played like, I don't know, maybe 30 games today on it. It felt awesome. There's unfortunately no way to deploy a Love game on iPad, though, like on the App Store. One, 6, 5, 4. Didn't you make the top 10? Yeah, that's good. As long as I'm like, I guess, aware that the button has changed, and a player will be able to do it fine. It's only it only feels weird to me because I've been playing the other form. Shit. 18 points? That sucks. Oh, this is awful. This is like one of the worst possible rolls. 64 points. Yeah, and I think it feels good. It's not too far away. It's a window. It's a small window. That was awful. 1572. Menu. Alright, well, I guess let me go into Audacity. I have to find that song I was just playing. I don't know where it is. Audacity had a controversial update. I am forever on whichever version this is. It's before the controversial update. Gotta do this off screen because I have a lot of personal files where I'm gonna be going. All everything. Yeah, it's like Should have a music folder or something. It's like I have this, my desktop files, I just make a folder. It's literally called shit. And in that folder, every time I clear my desktop, I make a new folder with the date. This is data management. This is how, if I ever do a job interview and they ask me my data management system, I just dump everything into shit and then I never look at it. So then when I have to like go through stuff, like this is the kind of thing, like I can't even, there might be taxes on there. I don't know. No, it's not there. That's it. But some things into shit, some things into fuck. I put the date on and I use ISO 8601 format for the date, so you know I'm serious. Actually, I could just use the original file name, it's fine. Probably going to be a little loud, so it seemed a little loud to me. Sorry, the mic was picking it up. Alright, let's I guess cut off the very beginning. This is one of my songs I wrote back in 2022. Called it Dungeon. And I'm in I think that would probably be my digitone, just my FM synth. Now, it's funny, it's my I was thinking about this. I now own 3 FM synths. I own the Electron Digitone, which is my favorite FM synth. I don't have it here, but I own the Yamaha FB1, which is an old like box synth. It's really hard to program. You have to use like a DOS program to program. That's how old it is. And now I own the Sonic Wave Live-in Mega Synthesis or whatever. It's like got the Genesis stuff in it. So I own 3 FM synths, and like I'm not somebody who particularly likes FM synths. How the fuck do you clip? Clip boundaries. What? Are there other clips? Trim? Trim audio. So now it should start immediately. Yeah. Yeah, the Digitone's an FM synth Groovebox. It's got like 8 voices and 4 tracks, and it's pretty cool. I haven't used it in a while. I have it all set up and ready to go though, so when I just broke my headphones recently. When I get a new pair, I'll be able to start writing music again. Put the volume down a little on this. So the goal is to make this a loop. So I'm listening for a loop point. Yeah, for the game. I'm thinking also huh. here we go. I don't use Audacity very much, so I have no idea what's going on, but I'm thinking maybe turning down some of these higher frequencies a little. And maybe turning up some of the bass mid-range. Might sound terrible. That was Vectornator. That's like a vector art program that I was using for all my vector art, and it's like a $10 a month charge now, which is the same as or more than Adobe. Sorry, that's picking up. Mic is right next to the speaker, and I'm not wearing headphones. I mean, it doesn't have to be a perfect loop. I'd like it to at least have some continuity. The problem with my songs is that I use a lot of effects and I use a lot of delay. Delay is like it's like you hear the sound and then it gets quieter and quieter and quieter. And so if I don't do it right, that it'll be completely lacking the delay, like it'll cut it off. So I've done this in the past where I would run through 2 loops and then I would I'll have to figure out how to do it. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. So I think this is 2 loops, so I think this should be okay. Maybe not. It goes until almost 4 minutes. Yeah, perfect. So this is actually where the loop is going to start. Let's zoom in and find it. Trim everything else. It's right here. Right here. I think it's there. It's that one peak. Okay, so let's zoom all the way out. 2. Trim. And how did I do that? Remove special, trim audio. So what I can do now is just, let's paste new. I'm gonna untrim just so I have it. Okay. Now how does this loop end? My God, it's so... Audacity sucks. Yes, I've been using Affinity Designer Pro as a vector art program, and I'm not very happy with it. It's a one-time pay thing, and I'm on a free trial for it, just testing it out, and it's weird, the curves are not as good. Like, you place anchor points, and you can angle them however you want. You can, like, widen the curve or narrow the curve, but the default angle is never good, and on Vectornator it was always good. like the default. Just it was smart with its curves. Yes. Perfect. So that's how. So listen how this ends. So it ends on the last note of right before the next loop starts, and then it delays out. So you hear that delay happening. So actually, did it wrong then. I can use this whole thing. All right, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Take the whole thing and I paste. Been a while since I've done this. There's some way to paste a new track in here. There we go. And then how do you move it? It's been a while since I've done this, so it's not. But that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the point here. Around here somewhere. I have to hear it. Okay, it's right here. All right, let's see how that sounds. Not quite. Not quite. Closer. Perfect. I don't hear any silence in between there. Okay, so now what I do is I'm going to trim this here. So this is going to be trimmed up here. All right, I need it to stop playing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this here all the way to the left. So this is going to be the beginning of the loop, and it's going to start with the echoing of the other channel. You can't really hear it, but if it wasn't there, you'd notice it not being there. So let's do that first. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. It's an MMA fight. Why? Why? There it is. Alright, select, edit, remove special, trim audio. Oh, I trimmed the wrong direction. Oh my god. Fine. We're gonna do this there and then trim. Yes. Makes sense. Then I need to figure out where to end this. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoops, copy this whole thing. Then I'm going to come down here and paste it. Can you move this? Come on now. And I'm going to try to line it up here. Which is a little difficult because the top and bottom waveforms are slightly different. But if I could figure out where this goes, that's going to be the loop point, and then I'll trim everything to the right of it, because this will already be in the beginning. Be easier if it were mono. It's stereo, so you see the left and right channels are slightly different. So this, that, and so I actually pasted it a little to the left. So try here. Almost. It's a little to the left again. That looks good to me. I'm gonna mute myself so I can turn up volume. No, I don't think it's quite synced right. So it's like a hair off. I'm just trying to find where to end this. I mean, I can count. I guess I can count these waveforms. That's all I'm gonna have to do. I have to find a commonality here. Oh shit! Don't do that. Oh my god, I hate this program. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just gonna look the line. So I'm looking at this up here and this down here. Looking for where they line up. So you can see like this peak right here, a little to the left here. All right, and that's that, and that's that. So everything, I'm trying to find where to trim. So this should be pretty simple. A little to the left, so it's going to be, when I find it, it's going to be a little to the right in the top one. Okay, that's that, 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 got it, that makes sense. That thing, that one, that's that one, that one, that one. Okay. Oh, it's this peak right here, and I have to just cut it right about here. About there. here. Here, a little white. Zoom in a little. I wish I could like drag and drop these. I probably can, I just don't know how. No. That's actually this here. That's where I wanna cut. So I'm just actually gonna do that. And then for selection, that. No, of course not. I did it again. I did the wrong thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're going to trim. All right, let's just see how this sounds. All right, there's a little bit of a click there. It's not exactly perfect, but I think it won't be noticeable. So let's get rid of that. We merge these. How do you merge two things? New. And is there a way to loop? I've done this before, so it's just been like years. You get loopin, playing loop play. Where the hell was that? Transport. All right, we're gonna go to the end. I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna mute myself so it doesn't echo. I don't know why it didn't loop. I told it to loop. I have to set loop points. Come on, Audacity, why? Why have a thing that says playing loop play? Okay, I think it's set up to loop play, but when I go to the end of the thing, it's like it turns it off. So I'm gonna just see if I can scrub through. That seems pretty good to me. Like I couldn't tell, I couldn't hear the pop and hissing from before. So yeah, let's save this project. Song. And let's export. Well, before I do that, I guess let's go into audio, to love.audio. How's it going, Freeware Pirate? Plays a specified audio source. Figured this all out last stream. So, sounds, let's go to load sounds. Audio new source. They tell you what kind of file. Just roasting. It's probably warmer there than it is here, but it's been like 90 degrees this week, so I'm not ready for the heat. That's pretty mild, I guess, but it's hot for me. Not looking forward to the summer. Not looking forward to having to turn the air conditioner on. Don't They don't tell you what. They don't tell you what formats are supported here. Documentation's awful. Oh, they do OGG. Alright, good. We'll export as OGG. OGG. Song. Love audio play BGM. I use Love Audio Play. I already do. So let's just go back to load sounds. guess that's a stream. I don't really know the difference. And then let's go to Love Audio Play. See what's up with that. Do you loop it? How do you tell it's a loop? How do you know when it stopped playing? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. How can I help you today? How do you loop an audio file in Love2d using Love Audio Play? See if ChatGPT knows. If they don't know, nobody does. Set looping to true. Well, okay. It has a set looping to true? That doesn't seem right. I didn't see that anywhere. Okay, fair enough. Sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set looping true. Now I have to listen to this thing for like... I have to listen to this thing for like 4 minutes until I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do roll 6. Then I'm going to play roll 6 and let's just see if that loops. This is going to be awful. Be prepared. It loops. So I guess we'll do... That should be okay. This will take some play testing to make sure, and I don't know. I'll probably have to put a thing on there to like not play music while I'm actually coding. Like how do people do this? Do they just disable music? I preferred the full house with the 6s, 2 6s and 3 3s over 4 3s. I think I would have got more points the way I did it. Whoa, 5 of a kind, 5 6s, the best hand in the game. Oh my god, I got 6 6s. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't know if this is a song I want for this, even. I should come up with a better name for this game than Dice Game. Poker-like. just reveling in this. That I got 6 6s. I don't think I've seen that yet. I've gotten 5 for sure, but I haven't gotten 6. So that's maybe that's screenshot worthy. That's 600 points. Best hand in the game. I'm already in contention. Might get on the high score list. Yeah, right there. The most powerful hand. I can't remember this song. I had planned out a game that was going to be kind of like a Zelda game mixed with Harvest Moon, or it was going to be more like fishing. There was going to be more fishing involved, and there was going to be cards. It was going to be card based. I can't explain how stupid this is because there's so many conflicting ideas. But when I was planning this out, I started writing music for it. And this is one of the songs I wrote. It was supposed to be for the tutorial dungeon, I think. But it was going to be like, this is how you go into the tutorial dungeon, this is how you learn how to play. And I just needed a chill song that's like dungeon-like, and that's what I came up with. I thought it was pretty good, and I wrote like maybe 5 or 6 songs for that game, and I never did any other work on that game. Okay, well, I think that I got the perfect loop there. And now we need these things. If high score, highlight it. I can probably do that. That should be actually kind of cool. But let me first do this. Music equals false. All right, just so I can have peace of mind while I'm testing. Output high scores. If yes, this is what I'm gonna do. 128. Oh no. 50 to 100. And then 50 to 100 divided by 100. Let me do 500. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm just picking a random color. All right, and let me remove the library, application support, love, dice game. So just starting over with scores. Let's play a quick game. actually, no. Play a couple short round games because I'm tired. Two rounds. We'll play like 10 games. That might be worth more points. Oh no. Attempt to index high scores a nil value. Oh. Duh. High scores I. There we go. Shit. Got my dot. Alright, play a couple quick games. Oh my god, I got the powerful hand again. How is this possible? 6 sixes. That's like so unlikely. Unbelievable. Okay, so this is what I'm doing for high score. Maybe, I am a supremely lucky person in life. I have a lot of luck, good RNG, so to speak. So I've always thought maybe I should play the lottery because, you know, the chances are very low. But I'm lucky. I can barely see that. You can barely see it. I mean, you can see it, but you can barely see it. You know, maybe though, it's because I moved this up. You could see it better before. Let's try moving that down. Another 5 of a kind. 5 fives. The 4 of a kind there. Yeah. That's better. You need it darker. It's just randomly, it's picking a random color. That's all. And so maybe I can actually do 750 or 500. We'll move it back up if we need to. Yeah, it's just a text file. Scores.txt. Nah, that's not quite good. Try 750. I think probably want some brightness in our lives. Okay, I got the same score. So this is a problem I thought I'd run into. If you get the same score that's already on there, is it going to be a problem? You tie with that score. That's all that's going. but it's a little too dark still. There we go. I mean, that's all I wanted, is an indicator of where you are. I don't know, though. Thinking maybe I could have like asterisks, asterix and obelisk. No, but then I'd have to figure out how the length of this string. I'm not doing that. Fuck that. Yeah, I think that's fine. It might not look good on stream. It actually looks real. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. It's like okay, I gotta load up one of my old games. Okay. This is one of my old games. It's called Hyper Starscape. It's very arcadey, and I want to zoom in so you can see these stars, like what they actually are. If you can see them going by, they are like, it's 3 pixels, a red, green, and blue. It goes RGB, and the value of the RGB is random. So I can't explain it. I don't exactly remember how I did it, but you can see like the words, like new game, RGB, same thing. And that's what I was going for. It's like arcadey. Oh, this is also this is how I figured out audio, how to do audio in SDL. This game actually has 2 songs. You're hearing one of them now. The other one is the exact same length, the exact same tune, but with drums and stuff. So when we go into the game, it adds it. And we go back to the menu, it swaps back to the mellow version. Yeah. I got so good at this game. Point is just to avoid the circles and collect the hearts. And the hearts heal you and give you score, and the circles hurt you. And it should run at 60 frames per second. It's not, the best, but... And the circles are they're not just bouncing, they move randomly. So it's like they come after you sometimes. This is a fun game. But anyway, that what you said, that's like an Atari flashing, that's what I was going for, and I was going for that with this too. And that's what I was thinking today when I made the flashing high scores. And look, high scores, like all the things that I've been working on in Dice Game are here. At level 25? Wow. Wow. Credits. This game was created by Ethan. Find me on Twitch for game dev streams. Art. To quote Owen Wilson, I'm Owen Wilson. I have options? Oh yeah. Let's see. Wow, that looks terrible. Doesn't quite scale right. I could never get it to scale quite right. $1280 by $720 looks better than anything else. Maybe like this one? That one looks good. How about this one? That one looks fine. VSync. Oh, I had VSync off. Go figure. Alright. Anyway, that's Hyperstarscape, not what I'm working on today. To quote Owen Wilson, wow, I'm Owen Wilson. Wow. I will get cease and desist letters from the estate of Owen Wilson. Stop impersonating Owen Wilson. Wow, my brother is Luke Wilson. Wow. I'm more famous than my brother. And we're both terrible actors. Wow. Okay, so I guess that's all I'm going to do today. I have other things to do, but I guess I can check one other thing off the list. So options, that's going to be music on, off, sound on, off, and then scale of resolution settings, window, full screen, that kind of thing. That's going to be a little harder. Wow, Ethan Wilson, wow. I was in Bottle Rocket, wow. I had the title line in Bottle Rocket. I had the title line and the titular line. Wow. This is ridiculous. All right. Oh, well, I guess I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Is Haxon streaming? I don't know if he is or not. I can just raid. This is talk about. Oh, I got an ad. You heard the ad. Yep. All right, I'll just raid over there. So see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. This has been fun. I made enormous progress today. I'm glad I streamed. Anyway, see you later.